Okay, so we need to practice the skill of solving these equations that have exponents in them. You do not have this in your note packet. You need to get out a piece of scratch paper right now. And what I want you to do is stop the video and solve these equations. I'm going to do one really quick just to kind of help you loosen up your thinking process, but I want you to solve for each of these equations. So the one I'm going to do is just the first one to kind of get us started. Now in our chapter here, we're normally not going to encounter radicals, but a cube root here can be rewritten as a 1/3 power. And so this is an easier equation to solve than the radical. And we have to figure out, okay, how can we get b by itself? Well, if I want b by itself, I'm going to have to do something to the equation. What can I do to both sides to get b by itself? Well, I have to get rid of the 1/3 power. So I'm going to do a power on both sides. And the power that will undo third is a power of 3. So this is similar to the last one I solved, but in this case, the exponent I needed was a whole number. And so when I've done that, then I get 1/3 times 3 times a third is 1. So b to the 1 power is b. And 10 to the 3rd power is 1,000. So I just solved that equation. Now I want you to pause. And you got to make yourself think. This is the best way to learn, is push yourself, give it a try on your own. Pause the video and then come back and play to see if you got the right solutions. Then you can analyze my solutions if you have a mistake to kind of learn from your mistakes. So pause right now. Okay, I hope you paused. Welcome back. I'm going to solve these so you can see what your solutions are. And I'm going to kind of solve them pretty fast because I don't want to use up a lot of time here. Okay, I did a 1/5 power on both sides, and I put 32, put the 1/5 power on it in the calculator, and I got 2. So on this one, I had to get rid of the 1/2 power. So I used the second power to cancel out the 1/2 power. And I did a second power on both sides, and so 6 to the second power turns out to be 36. So this one's just slightly more challenging, but I want to get x by itself, and it has a 2/3 power on it. Well, if you notice in all the cases above, the way we've reversed the power is use the reciprocal exponent. So if I want the reciprocal exponent of 2/3, I'm going to raise it to the 3/2 power. And I do it 3/2 on both sides, because when I take a power on a power, I multiply exponents. So 3 times 2 is 6, and 2 times 3 is 6, so I get 6/6, which is x to the 1. So that exponent that I put on both sides gets x by itself. And then you can put that in the calculator. You would type in 16, raise it to, use parentheses for your fractions, and type that in the calculator. It'll tell you what the answer is. But the 1/2 is like a square root, which gives us 4. And 4 to the 3rd power, the 3 is a power, is going to give us 64. So that's our final answer to that one there. One last one. Let's see how that one goes. Okay, to solve b to the 4th equals 20, I have to do a 1/4 power on both sides to get rid of the 4th power. The 1/4 and the 4 cancel out. So I have to do 20 to the 1/4. Now, unlike the other ones, it didn't have a nice answer. So definitely we need a calculator here. Now, some of you have newer operating systems in your calculator. You can actually type it in so it looks like it should. But we're not going to get an exact value here. We're going to get 2.1147 as an approximate base for b. So on this solution, we got an approximation. I hope you were successful on those. I encourage you to go back if you missed any and kind of really think them out and try some more, because it's going to be helpful to us when we create our exponential equations in the future.